Hello everybody and welcome. Happy National Scrapbook Day. I am so excited. I haven't scrapbooked in so long and I've wanted to get back into it for quite some time. Last year when we moved here, I said to myself, I'm going to do more scrapbooking. We're going to do more scrapbooking and didn't. So thank you to my friend Susan, who said to me, are you doing a live on National Scrapbook Day? And I went, I think I will. So yay! Welcome, welcome. I see people hopping on. I'm really excited to have you here. My name is Tatiana and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. We sell paper crafting supplies and I'm based here in Australia. And we also sell some fabulous memory keeping products, and they make it super easy to put albums together. They are pre-cut. You just slot them in, put your photos in, write in, and hey presto, you've got albums. Hello Melissa, thank you for joining me. But I am more of a, I don't know if it's traditional, but I'm more of a traditional scrapbooker, a 12 by 12 scrapbooker. Yay! Hey Susan, thank you for giving me that perfect little nudge to do this live. Hello Monica, I am feeling better. Every day I feel a little bit better, but it's just being drawn out. But that's okay. Yes. So I'm more of a traditional scrapbooker, the 12 by 12, and I've got a double page layout that I would like to share with you today. I've been prepping this morning and I am so excited to share. So let's head to the craft desk. Hey, brilliant. Okay, as I have already mentioned, I am more of a traditional scrapbooker where I do 12 by 12. And so today I am using the Bird Ballad Designer Series paper. This is retiring paper, but I just thought it was really sweet. And the tones of the paper matches the photos that I'm going to be scrapbooking. Now, I don't have the photos because I didn't print them. I'm not that organized. And also, I'm a bit funny about sharing personal photos so publicly. So, instead of the photos, I'm using grey slate, what was it? Gosh, what is the color? Anyway, I'm using grey cardstock instead of the photo simply because of those two things. And it will be a double page spread. And so I've got, we sell 12 by 12 Whisper White sheets. So I've got that for my second layout. And I've got 3 photos to go there. And the photos I'm scrapbooking is we had some lovely portraits taken a year and a half ago, over a year ago. Yeah, about a year and a half ago. And I thought with isolation and National Scrapbook Day being in isolation this year, I thought it'd be fun to do a family layout. Hello, Karen. And so let's see. This I've cut to be, and now when I scrapbook, I do use inches because the base is 12 by 12 inches and it's just so much easier and photos get printed basically in inches. So what I've done is I've cut this is Seaside Spray mount. It's 8 by 10 inches, so this is the size that a photo normally gets cut. And I've created a Whisper White mount to go on top of that, so it's going to be a double mounted photo. And I should say, instead of using Whisper White as my sheet, I am using the Bird Ballad paper. So I've taken one sheet of these and I've been fussy cutting all morning the beautiful birds, and I was only going to use a strip of this, but then I saw and I thought, well, why not use the full sheet? And I'm going to put a white mount there, so the photo will be double mounted as so. And the white mount is half an inch smaller, so is it half an inch? Is that half an inch? I could have sworn it was half an inch. Let me check. Yes, it is half an inch. For some reason it looked bigger. So the blue, the Seaside Blue, hello Tanya, is 8 inches by 10 inches. The Whisper White here is 7.5 by 9.5 inches. And I'm going to adhere that down so that it's fussy cutty dedication. Yes, absolutely, Susan. I very much. Oh, before I glue, bing bang boom. I'm gonna put that to the side. Don't want to glue that. Now, a trick. You probably don't want to be using such a big sheet of paper, sticking it down and covering it all up. So what we're going to do is cut a chunk of it out. Hi, Name. And so I'm going to line the edge of my page up here to the 1 inch point. So I'm going to basically do a 1 inch, and there's a ruler marking here. So I'm going to move my trimmer down to the 9 inch point and then cut all the way to the 1 inch point. Rotate again 1 inch. That should be lined up already. I'm going to just go a bit further so it cuts through, and to move it down to the 7 inch point. There are markings on the trimmer here, and there's a ruler there. You probably can't see that in the video, but it is there. And this way, move that down to the 9 inch point. It doesn't have to be accurate. Carol, hi Carol. Yes, the birds are lovely. Doesn't have to be super accurate, but the point is that we're not wasting our cardstock. And that allows me to use that Seaside spray on any other project I need. Yet my photo will still be mounted. You can do the same with the Whisper White, but because I've already got the glue on it, it's just going to go straight down. Good thing I only put the glue on the edges, so it won't seek through. Ooh, keep getting. There we go. So nobody is going to see that. And so those joining in, I am just using slate grey pieces of cardstock to represent photos that would go here. And basically nobody's going to know once the photo's on top that I've cut a big hole in the back. It just means that you get more for your money. Now I do want this centered. Grid paper would be really handy at this point. So just bringing in some grid paper, and I know that this is 12 inches, and I want it, and this is going to be, that's 8 inches, so that's down there, and 1 inch, approximately 1 inch down. Yep. Oh, hold on. That's just doing the maths. Sorry. I want it centered there. I want it a bit higher. I want a bit more. No, I don't think that's in. I don't want the photo fully centered. I want it, what's that, horizontally? Vertically. Horizontally centered at the 4 inch mark. And then I'll put it down 1 inch. No, I'll put it down ½ an inch. So I'm going to place it there. You don't have to use the grid paper, which you can't see now. That's just me being very specific in my positioning. So I'm just going to give that a swirl. Now if you really wanted, you could actually also cut out a section from the 12 by 12. Hi Anne. There we go. Perfect. That's exactly where I would like it. And what I'm going to do is just put some glue dots. Now this is just very temporary kind of measure so that it's not going to go flying around as we create our scrapbook layout. And I'll be able to pick that up, no problems later. So we've created kind of the base of our first page, and what I wanted to do, I've pre-stamped. I used the retiring lined alphabet stamp set, and I use that to write the word family. Ooh. I don't know why I'm laying this out, because we're going to decorate these before we do that. I did use the coordinating dies to semi-cut them out. So the dies, if you remember, create, what are they called? Hold on. Layering. Here they are. They're the layering alphabet dies, so they create like a waterfall effect, and all I had to do is snip the rest. Let's put this to the side, but I wanted to have a bit of a tonal variation. So I stamped these in Seaside Spray, the same color as what we did, and I've got a piece of, what is this called? Baking paper. Here, I saw this trick recently. I've never tried it, but I thought I'd try it live because, you know, nothing could go wrong when you're trying it live for the first time. But it was just, it gives you a smooth surface to do a bit of blending on. So that's the Seaside Spray, and I've got a sponge doubler, which I didn't have one for Seaside Spray, so I'm just using a brand new one, and oh, that is brilliant. So there we go. I wanted that tonal variation, and I have to say, piece of baking paper, brilliant, slides on super easy, and that is fabulous. I wish I could remember where I saw this during the week so that I can give credit to whoever came up with it. Now, can someone remind me if Anne online currently is Anne who is hearing challenged? And if we think she is, could you write to say I said hi and that I'm using a bit of baking paper to do the blending on. I've got a feeling that is the Anne. She's been a while since she's joined me, so I can't remember her surname. I feel terrible. Anyhow, so that's a neat little trick. And if you needed to colour the whole thing, you could just put a bit of adhesive on the back to hold the plate. Thanks, Tanya, I appreciate that. So there we go. I just wanted that little bit of tonal variation. I'm looking for a lid. Isn't that silly? That has no lid. The ink pad has a lid. Be careful though, that ink won't be dry because it is a silky surface. So just be careful of that bit. And I'm putting it down somewhere where it won't ruin a project. So I'm going to bring in my sheet again, and because the Y goes down, I'm going to start adhering it from the Y. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool because it makes it super easy to hold the little bits. It's new glue. There we go. Like, where is the glue coming? Why isn't the glue coming? There we go. Family. I need to have them in the right order before I start gluing, because otherwise backwards spelling is not my strong point. Now you could put a ruler down, which I think I might do, to have it sit evenly. Look at that, that's perfect aligning to that ruler. Sorry, I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. Adding glue. That big dollop there, I don't want it to ooze out. I just really like that subtle tonal, and I'm bringing in a bit more of that seaside spray into the project so that it's not just the pinks. Hey Helen, yes, I saw your order and I was very excited that you bought the Take Your Pick tool. I was going to email you, but we went back to schooling this week, so it's been busy. And I was going to show you an accessory to this Take Your Pick tool that I thought you might like as well. So there we go. That does go a bit onto the mount, but I'm totally happy with that, and that I had basically planned that. Just totally side note, the Take Your Pick tool unscrews, and then you can buy the die cutting brush thing that screws in, and then you can use that to get the bits out of your die cut. So that's an extra little accessory that, if you're interested, I can show you more about it, but that's totally side note to this project. And wanted to add some birds to this layout. I'm thinking just at the bottom here would be nice. Family, simple, quite. Waiting for the video to catch up because I can't see the phone. It's so high up than it normally is. Let's just play. I did do some massive amounts of die cutting this morning. Now, do you know what? I really like those two, just as they are. And because I don't have the real photo in, what I'm going to do is, again, just use a glue dot to put them down. But you would take your favorite adhesive and, ooh, that's right, it just ripped the back of that a bit, and stick them down. So that it's all good. Now, if you do like this paper, it is retiring, so it is only available as while stock lasts or till the 2nd of June. So I'm going to take my beautifully, and any birds that I don't use in this scrapbooking project, I will go and make some cards with this afternoon. Okay. And that piece that we did cut out, thought it'd be nice to cut some love hearts out. Just got the Be Mine stitched hearts in the mail, which these are continuing into the new catalogue, but they're having a new number. And these ones were the Sizzix version, but the Stampin' Up version ones are exactly the same. But the cool thing is that these ones, the ones that I've bought, are on sale and they're ridiculously cheap. I can't remember what, but something like $30. Don't quote me, Australian, and I couldn't say no because I've wanted them for a while. So I'm just gonna. Does that fit in the die cutting sheet? Firstly, let's check if that's just fits in. Hey Joanne. So let's cut out some hearts. I don't know if we'll use them all or not, but you know, because family does mean love. And I thought these hearts will go nicely. project. So I'll just be right back. Oh, no, 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 no. Damn. That was a little overzealous. Oh dear. That moved because I put tape on that one, but I didn't put tape on that one. Shoot. And that moved. Yeah. That was a semi-disaster. So I'm going to put that back in so that I can help punch out those little hearts in a second. Let's try this again. My paper is going to quickly vanish. This time I will tape all the bits down. Hopefully I didn't break the die there. Going over there, that one there. I need a bit of extra. Can you layer them up and hide the error? I could possibly. This one, did it cut through properly? Might hide the error in this one, but I will quickly die cut these two out again. Sorry, people. That's better. Really wanted this big love heart. And there's this one. Now that center heart comes out, but I'm going to keep it in because I actually wanted it like so. Yes, exactly, Rusana. That is the, so this piece is the blue piece that I've cut out. From there you could have cut it out a bit bigger as well, but I wanted a solid border to use to be able to stick the photo mats and stuff down. So, but that, yes, is absolutely correct. So I'm using it up and I'm not wasting. Now, you could probably think that why didn't I just die cut from that piece? That is too wide to fit in the die cutting machine. So by cutting it out, A, I could use it in the die cutting machine, and B, if I didn't want to use it on this project, I had another project that I could use it on. Yes, I am showing frugality tips. Now I feel like this one didn't die cut through properly, so I'm just going to carefully put that through the machine again. Yes. Hold on, I don't know which. Yeah, that's the one. They could be. We'll see. We shall see. That's better. Now I'm going to grab the foam mat and the die cut brush. And while you watch me do this, you can learn about scrapbooking. So scrapbooking is not something new. It is quite old, and people used to just find books in which they would stick things down, pressed flowers, photographs, newspaper clippings, all sorts of things. And then scrapbooking has become more of an art form these days. And there's lots of fun tools. And the first National Scrapbooking Day was held in 1994. So there's a fun fact for you. Another fun fact is that today is also, let me get this right, World Naked Gardening Day. So if that sort of thing rocks your boat, it's getting a bit chilly here for that, but you could also, if your scrapbooking is not your thing, enjoy a bit of gardening in, what was it worded? enjoy some gardening al natural. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Jessica. Now those didn't quite die cut, those 3 little hearts. But do you know what? I'm going to, I need that little bit out. I'm going to have to run that through the die cutting machine again. Now that's tricky, risky. Be right back. They came out. And I should use the mat instead of my fingers, but I often do that. There we go. So I don't know if I'm going to use all those bits. I just thought it'd be fun. And who often uses seaside spray for hearts? Not very often. And even though that colour doesn't appear in the DSP, I did think it goes quite well. And it matches my photo. That was kind of how that came about. Okay, putting all of that to the side. My second page, I've starting with a Whisper White 12 by 12. And these, again, yes, a bit cold for it today. Joanne, I just read your comment. I've got another strip, so the piece, because you get 2 of each sheet in the packet of DSP, so the piece that I fussy cut the birds from, I did take one piece, and I felt like this edge piece had most birds that I couldn't really use that much because they've got that edge cut. So I cut a 3-inch strip, and I'm going to, so remember this is a double page spread, which I'm not bringing in the full page, but you can see, but I wanted a bit of that white. Bring it over so that it's about 1 inch. And we can stick that down. There's so. So basically it's repeating that same pattern, but it's taking a whole new approach. And I and ahed how I wanted to do these, but I really like this look where you keep the photos at 4 by 6. If you wanted to, you could trim them down. But basically, I want the photos to take up the full width of this page. And I wanted them lower because this photo is higher. To paint a picture, this is the 4 of us, my husband and my 2 beautiful children. And then I've got a portrait of my husband and I, the kids and I, no, the 2 kids by themselves and my husband and the kids. The photo of me and the kids, one of the kids is making a terrible face, so we didn't buy it. That's right, Joanne, I'm coordinating the pattern over the double page. Now again, just because these aren't the real photos, I'm just going to use glue dots to temporarily adhere these so that in this video they're not going to be moving around essentially. And I want to have them approximately 2 inches off the bottom. Well, 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches, which I should keep the ruler down here for that. I know, I get a bit, when I scrapbook, I get a very specific. When I card make, I'm better at eyeballing at card making than I am. Now, the photos could kind of blend into each other, but your eye is drawn to that break, and so it doesn't really matter. Now we need some birdies here as well to bring the theme over. Let's see what I have. Yes, I love it. Now let's see if some of the hearts can be brought in. Might not use the hearts. And for me, what's really important is to make sure I have space for some journaling, because if I don't explain why these photos are important, I feel like the scrapbook has done half the job. So I always journal in my scrapbook albums. I really like the heart right there with, ooh, no, liked it better. So it's just a matter of playing with what you feel will work best. I don't think that'll... Journaling is so important. Thank you, Joanne, for... that sounded sarcastic. I'm sorry if that sounded sarcastic. I'm truly saying, yeah, I totally agree, and I'm glad that there's someone out there backing me up. Not that I doubted it. Ooh, there's another heart here. Just going to use the pointy end of the Take Your Pick tool. Poke that out. Oh, come on. You know you want to come out. So I always like to date, title, and journal. Now that's the one with a bit of that tip. What do we think? That goes, and then I've got space enough here to journal where we took the photos, and I think that's enough. Oh, hold on. I like things in threes, so I feel like we need another heart, and that one little down there is perfect. And what I might do is a bit of blending just to bring in that concept over onto this page. So I've brought in that same piece of... You worked in archives. Yeah. Yes. And I'm grateful that someone in my family wrote on the back of a photo, so we have some clues as to my grandfather's sisters, because he left them all behind in Russia, and there was 8 of them or something. So we have some clues to their names because of someone writing on the back of the photo. So I'm just going to, remember this is soft sea foam. I love the baking paper idea too. It means that the sponge doubler or whatever you're using does not get caught on the paper, and that but you've just got to be careful. You don't want to put your fingers into the bits, because the bits that I'm dabbing off onto is certainly not. And I really wish I could remember where I got this idea from. If I find it, I will definitely put it in the video description, because this is absolutely genius. I mean, most of us would have baking paper at home. So as I was saying, this is Seaside Spray paper, and this is Seaside Spray ink. So it's just very subtle, but I'm really happy with that. Just even it out in the middle there. And that's, I think, is perfect. Oop, I'll get my finger in that. This little bird will go down once again using a glue dot, just simply because the photos will need to slot in underneath. Do you think the silicone matte would work the same? Quite possible. Very possible that silicone matte could be the same, but my issue with the silicone matte is that I use it with glue, so I've got glue all over mine, and despite washing it, it's not quite coming off. But you could definitely have a 7 silicone matte. That is something to try. Very good. Oh, you use, what do you use? The page protectors on some of the albums. The scrap paper that comes in the page protectors of some of the albums use. Okay, interesting. I'm loving this brainstorming session. Yeah, I mean, anything that's smooth really can work well. So the love heart needs to go down first. And I had it on an angle, and that one there. I really wanted to add the love hearts because this is my family and they are my world. Like, that sounded so soppy, but so true. Okay, I was talking to my sister-in-law the other night, and she said to me, like, you can hear the love when you talk about your kids and your family. And I was like, oh, thank you. There we go. And before I stick that bit down, give it just the tiniest amount of glue. Oh, come on. May I just say, I feel so weird that the camera is so high. I'm so used to doing projects that are more smaller, so you don't need the camera up so high. There we go. That is down. Love it. Now, even though the Seaside Spray isn't a colour featured in the DSP, it does still work, I feel, with this DSP. Now I can glue these ones down a bit more. And I'm not big on other kind of embellishments in my scrapbooks. I don't put 3D stuff, I don't use dimensionals, I'm just more of a flat kind of scrapbooker, but you could put some trinkets. Some of the bird ballad trinkets, they might go quite well with this particular layout. So there we go. This is my, just doing a quick tidy up around here so that I can bring both pages. Oh, will both fit in? Not quite, I don't think. Maybe just, see, oh, a tad this way. There we go. Happy? Someone else who doesn't like to make her scrapbook pages thick. No. So my kind of philosophy to scrapbooking is simpler the better. I like a little bit of embellishment, so like the birds, the love hearts, but I'm not big on, it's just not my style. We all have, I mean, I'm not saying those pages aren't beautiful. They are. They're stunning. It's just, I don't spend that much time on my photo books. Kind of keep it simple. Or what was the KISS principle? Keep it simple. I think that must be it. And the other kind of quote was, simple pages completed albums, because that's what you really want. So thank you so much. I hope that you have some time to scrap book, or at least just craft today, or if you really feel like, yes, that's it, Joanne, the photos of the heroes. I am not surprised that we're on the same page there at all. Keep it simple, silly. That's it. I was like, there is another S in that one for the KISS principle. So I hope you, while in isolation, staying home, excuse me, that you get to do something creative and special. And I know that this was a very, not last minute, because I've been thinking about it for a few days, but a very unexpected live for most, since I did only announced it this morning, but thank you so much for watching, spending some time with me on this cooler Saturday. I think autumn has finally hit us. Thank you, Monica. And I will see you all Monday night for my usual, what's it called? Fantastic Fun Folds, another card making tutorial. And I might see if I can do a scrapbooking Saturday live once a month. Let's start monthly. So join me at the first Saturday of next month, maybe. Let me check the date. That will be June. First Saturday, the 6th. Sure. If you're into scrapbooking and you want to see some more, join me and we will do another scrapbook page on the first Saturday of next month. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Phone saying low battery.